So let's get right into it. What if I told you that the secret to getting way more done isn't about some new time management app, but about physically changing the wiring in your brain? Today, we're going to break down the blueprint for fixing a broken attention span and building what you could call unbreakable focus. I mean, does it? You know that feeling, right? That antsy, gotta check your phone feeling, that twitchy little anxiety you get when you're just sitting in a quiet room? It's not just you. It feels like our attention spans have been hijacked. And well, it's because they have. So here's our game plan for how we're going to get it back. First, we have to understand the problem, your hijacked attention. Then we'll dive into the amazing science of the myelin supercircuit. After that, we'll tackle an internal enemy with the unfinished task trap. And finally, we'll put it all into practice by building your focus ritual. All right, let's start with part one. We need to really get why it's so incredibly hard to just concentrate. Because the real enemy of your focus, the thing that's killing your productivity, is probably not what you think it is. Okay, meet the main villain of this story, something called attention residue. This comes from the work of a business professor, Sophie Leroy, and it's fascinating. She found that when you switch from one task, say writing a report, to another, like quickly checking an email, your brain doesn't just cleanly switch gears. Nope. A piece of your focus, a residue, gets left behind, still thinking about that first task. And this is where it gets crazy. That quick check isn't quick at all. Because of attention residue, that tiny little interruption poisons your ability to think clearly for a long, long time afterward. So if you do that just a few times an hour, you've basically shredded your ability to do any deep, meaningful work. You've lost the whole hour. So if the problem is constant switching, the solution has to be intense, uninterrupted focus. But how does that actually make our brains better? This is where we get into some really cool neuroscience. The magic ingredient here is a substance called myelin. The best way to think about it is like the rubber insulation on an electrical wire. When you practice something with deep, focused concentration, your brain starts wrapping that specific brain circuit in this fatty tissue. And just like with a wire, that insulation makes the signal travel way faster and cleaner with less interference. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Becoming a great coder, a great writer, a great musician, it's not some abstract idea. It's a physical process. It's the act of building these super fast, super efficient, myelinated pathways in your actual brain. And this chart shows the two paths your brain can take. Over on the left, you've got distracted practice. You're trying to work on a presentation, but you also have your email open and your phone buzzing. Your brain is firing all these random circuits at once, and it has no idea which one to upgrade. It can't build any myelin. But on the right, that's deep work. You isolate that one single circuit, and you send a crystal clear signal to your brain. Hey, this one, make this one faster. But here's the thing. The battle for focus isn't just about turning off your phone. Sometimes the loudest, most annoying distractions are coming from inside your own head. Oh man, this one hits home. You finally sit down to do your most important work of the day, but your brain is just running this endless background loop of other stuff. Oh, I gotta call the dentist. Did I email that client back? Shoot, what are we doing for dinner? It's completely exhausting, and it makes real concentration impossible. And there's actually a name for this mental torture chamber. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. It's this weird quirk in our brains where we are biologically wired to obsess over unfinished tasks. Back in the caveman days, this was probably useful. But now, in our world of a million to-dos, it just creates this constant hum of anxiety that completely wrecks our focus. So how do we turn off that noisy brain radio? The solution is so simple, it's almost beautiful. It's called a brain dump. Before you start your deep work, just take 2 minutes. Grab a piece of paper, write down every single nagging to-do that's bouncing around in your skull. Just get it out. By making a quick plan on paper, you're essentially telling your brain, hey, don't worry, I got this. And that frees up all that mental space to actually focus. Okay, time to bring it all together. We know the enemy is attention residue. We know the goal is to build myelin. And we know how to shut down the internal noise from the Zeigarnik effect. Now, let's build the actual, practical, daily ritual that makes it all happen. It really just boils down to these two core ideas. Number one, we have to retrain our brains to be okay with being bored. And number two, we need a consistent, powerful ritual that signals to our brain, okay, playtime's over, it's time to focus. Now this is a total game changer. Think about it. Most of us live in a state of constant distraction, and we take little breaks from the distraction to try and focus. We have it completely backward. We need to flip the script. Make focus your default state and schedule short, specific breaks to look at your phone or check social media. When you do that, the boredom of deep work suddenly becomes way easier to handle. And here's the ritual itself. 4 simple steps. First, go into your calendar and block out specific, non-negotiable hours for deep work. Second, pick a spot, a specific chair, a specific room, a place your brain learns to associate only with focus. 3, be absolutely ruthless with notifications. Turn them all off. Every ping, every ding, every buzz. And finally, number 4, dive in. Just you and the task. Look, this is going to feel hard at first. Your brain is going to push back and scream for a distraction. But if you stick with this ritual, it becomes a habit. And your ability to concentrate deeply without interruption. In today's world, that is no longer a soft skill. It is a genuine superpower. So let's make this real. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. What is the one app, the one notification, the one browser tab that you are going to completely eliminate from your focus time starting right now? Because making that one tiny change, that's the first step to rewiring your brain.